Hey, what's up guys? It's Juan Pablo here from 100% Finance at 100%finance.com. Mr. Cash Flow, Mr. Credit Repair, Mr. Business Credit, Mr. CPM, Mr. Trade Lot, Mr. I got everything you need to succeed financially. Thank you for joining into this YouTube channel. The topic of this video is how I got started. Why? Because I get a lot of questions. That's probably my most frequently asked question via email or Facebook or YouTube is, hey, Juan Pablo, how do I get started? What's the first steps I should take? So I'm just going to basically tell you how I got started, right? There's no clear-cut way of how you can get started, because everyone has different paths. Everyone starts off with different credit, different knowledge, different income levels, different experiences, and they're in different markets. So everyone has a different way of getting started, but I'm just going to share with you how I got started, and perhaps you can pick some bits and pieces from me that you can apply to your own business model, to your own life, all right? So this is how I got started. I got started, for one, I graduated college and didn't have a job lined up. Deeply in debt, bad credit, no job, living at home with mom. So I got started off with home at mom's, and that was not fun. It sucked. Staying at home with mom, all my friends are getting nice jobs, getting salaries between the range of $40,000 and $60,000, making decent money, working at big jobs. Meanwhile, I'm unemployed, searching for a job. All right. So I got a job. I moved to New York, and I started to stay with a friend of a friend. So basically, what that means is I didn't know the person. So I moved up to New York on Saturday for a job, working for the government on a Saturday. By Wednesday, a couple days later, the lady I was staying with said, well, unfortunately, the room that you're staying in, the guy's coming back earlier than expected, so you have to leave. You have to be out by Friday in 2 days. Did I worry about it? No. I pretty much prayed about it, had peace about it, and I'm like, well, God wouldn't bring me up to New York to leave me homeless. And I had about maybe less than $200 to my name. Just made that leap of faith, So I did that, stayed with a friend of a friend, said I had to leave. So then I ended up finding a lady, that's what I named my company over, by the way, who allowed me to move in without the first month's rent, the complete, I should say, first month's rent and complete first month's security deposit, right? She was generous enough to do that. So I stayed with this lady, and I rented a room. Rented a room in her house. And as I was staying with her, she actually had a business in New York City. A lot of international students and interns come to New York City, mainly throughout the summer, to improve their English and to hang out, to work on an internship, of course. Or they also come during the fall and during the winter months as well, but it's very busy in the summer. So I started to help her out. Since I'm a young guy, I was like in my early 20s. I said, what I can do is I can at least take out the trash for you, or I can clean the bathroom or the shower since you helped me out by allowing me to move in, at a discounted rate. Now, that's the least I can do to give back. It's to help you where labor is concerned. I'll take out the trash. Hey, I'll clean the tub. I'll sweep the floor. Matter of fact, if you have students come in, I'll welcome them. You know what? I'll show them where the school is at. Because she was an older woman. And she didn't want to commute from Jersey City to New York every single time, showing them where the school is or giving them tours of Central Park and Empire State Building, all that jazz. But I would do it. Because it was fun to me. It's just like just hanging out with new friends, and being able to show them my new backyard, my city. So I did that. And as a result, she allowed me to rent a room to, you know what, Juan, you can move, and you can, for the summer, she said, if you go ahead and sleep on my living room floor and give up your room for the summer and continue to help me with the students and the interns, I'll let you stay in my place for free. So being that you're not technically renting a room, you're just sleeping on the floor, with a blow-up mattress I had or something like that. Or a futon, the thing to the futon, just put it on the floor. So I made that sacrifice. So for 3 months, and now, again, I was deeply in debt now. I had credit card companies call me all the time. So within 3 months, I saved up, first time I saved up like $3,000 working at the job. And I was living meager. Ramen noodles and, just bread. You know that lifestyle, right? That savage lifestyle. That's what I was living. No hanging out, no going on dates and stuff like that, because honestly I couldn't afford it, and I had a higher purpose in mind, you know, because I really had a deep desire to be a real estate investor. So renting a room, and then we started walking the streets of Jersey City, and someone within me said, you know what, I see a lot of for rent signs. I wrote down like 10 different houses that had apartments for rent, you know. The 10th one on that list, a lady was renting a 3-bedroom apartment for $850 a month, including utilities. Now I was paying this lady for her room about $825 or $840 a month just for a room, a furnished room with utilities. So I'm like, you gonna tell me there's a 3-bedroom apartment with utilities for $850? So I made my first investment. My next step is I rented an apartment. So people will say, well, how is that your first investment if you rent an apartment? Well, this is what John D. Rockefeller said. He said control is better than ownership. You don't necessarily have to own the asset to make money off of it, only if you have control of the asset. So what I did, I got my $3,000 that I saved up, you know, from this lady right here, this wonderful lady. I call her my aunt now. So I pulled that whole $3,000 and poured it into this apartment. It was a basement apartment, so it wasn't that, you know, clean and sexy. So I painted it for the owner. I furnished it, went to the Goodwill, went to the thrift store, got donations from people who just wanted to give an end table away or whatever. All the furniture I got was cheap. Had a contractor do some minor repairs. Again, I didn't own this place, right? So I did all these things, and of course, first month's rent, last month's security deposit. So my whole $3,000 was spent on this apartment that I didn't own. And I talked to my old landlord, my aunt, who I call her now, and I said, hey, do you mind sharing with me the contacts that you've used for these international agencies to give you students? And she says, no problem, Juan Pablo. Here are 3 agencies for you. Contacted the agencies, sold myself, said, hey, I'm a young guy. The advantage I have is I will greatly show them around the city and do this and do that and hang out with them because I'm somewhat their age, you know. And they was like, great, let's do it. So they sent me 3 students, and I had a 3-bedroom. And guess how much they were paying each room? $700 a room. You follow? You see the math? So I was getting I was paying the landlord $850, but I was getting $2,100. So $2,100 minus $850 equals my profit. You see what I'm saying? So this was my first investment, renting an apartment and splitting rooms. And guess what? I had 3 bedrooms. I rented out 3 rooms. So guess where I slept? In the living room again on the futon. Did I mind? No, because I was making money. I had a higher purpose in mind. So for you, those of you starting out, make sure you have that higher purpose in mind. That way, the sacrifices that you make won't be as harsh to you. You'll tough it out. And trust me, it's worth it in the end. Believe me on that, alright? So I rented my apartment, my first investment. So I ended up paying off some credit card debt, ended up getting my credit repaired, all that jazzy good stuff. And then the next step I went is I bought a duplex. So you see the process. I want you to see the steps that I went to. I had humble beginnings and it's going to continue to increase, alright? Just keep watching. So I bought a duplex. And I had some problems, you know, being a landlord with tenants, it was kind of tough, but you know, you adapt. Like Einstein said, Albert Einstein, a person doesn't make mistakes, it's the person who doesn't try anything new. So if you're trying something new in life, like real estate investing, dealing with tenants, especially if you're a young person like me, still in my 20s now, then I did some, you know, some wrong stuff as a property manager, you know, or as a landlord. But of course I learned from that, because now I don't play no games. I don't be trying to save face or save anyone's feelings, you know what I'm saying? But back then I was like, oh no, it's all good, you know, I'm being all cool with the tenants. Not today, but that's besides the point. So I bought a duplex with the money I got from here. So the money I got from this first investment, I paid off debt, repaired my credit so I can qualify for an FHA mortgage, because they have less credit standards for qualifying. And it's a lesser down payment, 3.5%. So I got the money I got here, I bought a duplex, which I rented out the second floor to a family so I could have steady income. And the first floor, I rent out the rooms again. Now, is all this legal? Probably not, but I made that decision based upon what I was doing in this apartment. Okay. Oh yeah, and by the way, when I was at this apartment, I told the landlord, like, hey, you'll see a lot of different people in here, only because it's part of my job is to provide housing to international students. All right, so they pay me for this, but I'm responsible for the rent. And the rent's due on the first, I will always pay you in the first. You have to never worry about being late, which I did. If the first came around, I'll pay her a few days before the first. What landlord doesn't love to get paid before the first? So she had no issues, no people. They didn't want to play loud music because they're international students. They don't want to be sleeping at home. They want to go and explore and see the city. So it worked out in both of our favor, you know. And they didn't use too much utilities because they were always out. So her utility bills were low. So it worked out for everyone. Poured the money here. So with this duplex, I had the first floor with students. I know my writing's crappy, but don't excuse that. Second floor, I had a family living there. And the third floor, yes, I said it's a duplex, but I had an attic, which I stayed. So me and one student. It was a 2-bedroom. Okay, so I actually rented out this thing. That was making money. All right, so I was my mortgage was maybe like $2,800 a month, and I was probably making close to $5,000 a month in the summertime. Because of the high demand, you increase the prices. You know, it's in the fall and the winter, you might decrease the prices a little bit just so you can get some consistent money. So you might entertain a local student or a local worker, a local person in the area, or you just drop the rent down. So that's what I did, just to make sure I was always profitable. You know what I'm saying? So I bought a duplex. Then the money I generated from that, I rolled it over. So this is called like reinvesting your earnings, which I suggest everyone getting started should do. You shouldn't eat it, right? If you got your day job, use your part-time to get rich. Don't use your part-time for leisure-like activities. Don't use your part-time money for leisure-like activities as well. Use your time and your income and your spare time on making yourself rich. All right, so that's what I kept doing. Reinvesting my earnings, kept flipping it over, right? So then after the duplex, I bought a single family, and this is in 2010. Then I bought a fourplex in 2012. So in 2011, I bought nothing. All right, just trying to figure things out and try different businesses and stuff like that. And I realized, all right, I'm gonna stick to real estate. And that's one thing I suggest when you're getting started. You can't be going everything. It's like they say, like the old saying, a hound chasing foxes. You ain't gonna catch one. You have to just zero in on one fox. Focus on that one thing, and you'll get it. So I was like, all right, I just need to focus on one thing. Buy and hold for the purposes of cash flow, so I can replace my paycheck and live financially free like I am today. You feel me? So I got a single family, got the fourplex in 2012, 2011, zero. That's 2011, that's what's represented by this comma. And then I ended up buying in 2013 a whole bunch of stuff. Single families with hard money. I think I bought 2 single families with hard money. Bought, I think 2 other fourplexes. Bought a 5-plex. Bought a 9-unit. Got a 6-unit. So I just kept buying. Long story short. So you see the process. I went from going from home to being what I wanted to be, a real estate investor, in a period of 6 years. All right, 6 years. So from here to here, it took about 2 years. And from here, buying a duplex to what I have now, took 4 years. All right, so it took me 6 years, people. So if you're getting started, starting off, no matter where you start, and again, I started off with bad credit. I'm talking about not paying credit cards, being behind, creditors calling you, defaulting on and other stuff like utilities, to the man I am today, where I have multiple rental properties and multiple financing options, if this is what you want to call it. And these are all credit cards. All right, this is my money team. All right, the real money team, my homies, right? My silent partners in every deal that I do. So I went to having bad credit to this. So I'm just going to give you guys some learning lessons about this process, right? So it took me 6 years. One learning lesson is it might take some time. All right, the road to success is not always a quick route. It's not always an expressway. And sometimes when you're going from here is your starting point, and here's your ending point, your destination, the final results you want in life, you might think it's just a linear shot, but you might have to take some detours and some cuts. You might realize, oh, it's a roadblock, or oh, this road is closed, I have to make a detour, or oh man, it's a toll road, I gotta come up with more money, or oh man, I gotta stop real quick because I gotta rest and recoup some things. You know, you might not get to that destination as quickly as you want to, but you will get there. All right, my goal when it came to this point, the 4 years, is I wanted to quit my day job by 30 years old, and I was 26 at the time. All right, and I didn't meet my goal. I wanted to retire at my 30th birthday, have a huge party to celebrate in New York City, in one of the nightclubs in New York City, the Green Room. I think it's closed now. I was just there July, last month. But anyway, and I didn't make it. I had 2 deals on the contract that both fell through. I was so motivated, but I still had to think logically and tough it out. It took me 30 years old and 6 months. So halfway through my 30th birthday, my 30th year, I quit my day job due to being financial free. So it may take some time. Another learning lesson from this is you got to see what you bring to the table. You have to see where you start and where you want to be. And then you draft a plan and then see what tools that you can bring to the table. Alright, so some of you guys are starting off similar to me. You might have bad credit. If that's the case, get your credit repaired. That's what I was doing during this process. It took me 2 years. Of course, I used, Lexington Law or other services that took the process a little bit longer, but we do credit repair at 100% Finance, and we dispute every single item up front. And you'll see that on the letters. So that way you can get your credit pretty, as I like to call it, as quickly as possible. Alright, maximum time about 90 days. I'm not going to tell you it's going to take 30 days or 3 days. No, I'm going to tell you the conservatively speaking, 90 days maximum, but it's definitely worth it. It took me 2 years, so 90 days is nothing compared to 2 years, right? So I'll say get your credit repair. You can go to 100%finance.com and just go to credit repair link, fix my credit, and apply there. And you'll get free consultation too when you apply. So that's one thing I did. I fixed my credit. Then during this interim, I also went to many networking events to meet people, and I greatly increased my knowledge. Yeah, again, my writing sucks. So you want to join like a local real estate investment group or find a mentor of some sort, and you want to pick their brain. You also want to join these networking events so you can find people to network with. You might find people who are there, or realtors or wholesalers or what have you, who can hook you up with deals in your market. Like, I provide coaching, but I'm not familiar with every market. So you can't ask me, hey, there's a single family in such and such Kansas, is $250 a good price for this? How would I know? I don't invest in Kansas. I'm not a realtor in Kansas. I don't know the market in Kansas. So that's why you need to network with people in your local area. But if you want to know just the blueprint of getting properties 100% financed, then that's when you holler at me. You understand? So I can help you with the mindset. I can help you with having the right frame of mind, the right business model to follow. But you still need to network locally. All right? And you want to increase your knowledge at these real estate investment groups. And you want to be like how I was. I didn't have a life. It pays not to have a life. You understand me? It pays greatly in the end. Not in the beginning, but in the end. Sacrifice what you have to do. If you're a social person, just be social in your business stuff. Things that help you move forward in your business. Be social in those type of events, in those networking groups. But if you want more knowledge, you can go to the fastest way to financial freedom. It's on our ebooks page at 100% Finance. And I put everything that I know, from getting single families to hard money, to raising money through partners, to getting multifamilies, to analyzing it, to getting in 100% Finance, different financing tools you can use, to having the right mindset, affirmations, the blueprint, how you get started, how to do your income statement, your balance sheet, all that stuff is in there. And not only do you get the knowledge, you also get the networking as well. Once a month we have a group call, which has instruction and a networking opportunity, and it allows you to get questions and answers. So it's not like I just give you an ebook and you listen to it and you read it. It's an ebook and audiobook, and that's it. No, once a month we're going to have a call, and we're going to teach you other stuff just to keep things current and what's going on in the market, as well as to answer any questions you may have. Because I might say something in the ebook and just flies over your head. Then you might say, hey, Juan Pablo, on the coaching call, hey, Juan Pablo, what do you mean by this? Or I have this deal I'm working on. how will this thing apply to that? And we'll discuss it. And guess what? There's no extra cost for that. So that's why I priced the ebook at a certain price point to accommodate the information, the knowledge, the networking aspect, the instructions, and for your question and answer. Alright, so just go to the fastest way to financial freedom on the ebook page, alright? So you can do that for knowledge. So you definitely want to do that. So that's what I did this whole thing, and I did credit repair. And when I network, I was networking with realtors, mortgage brokers, see what I apply, and that's what I did, alright? But all that process is in the ebook, alright? So I rented the apartment. Now when I bought the duplex, I started making money. Then when I started going here, like when my growth was like this, you know, then it started going exponentially. This exponential right here was all because of business credit and hard money. And this is all about 100% financing. Which in the ebook it teaches other stuff too. Business credit, hard money, seller financing. You get money through CPNs, all that stuff. So with business credit, it helped me catapult me way through this stratosphere when my credit was looking pretty now. Like a 720 credit score. We have the standards there at the business credit link. So that's what you want to do. If you're interested in getting business credit, go to our business credit link. Yes, I'm gonna plug myself. Why not? This is what I use to get me successful. So I want to share with you so you can be successful. Do I get a commission off of it? Do I get an affiliate fee off of it? Yes. What's wrong with that? I'm taking time out of my day to educate you on how you can put money in your pocket. So there should be no issues with you paying me affiliate fee. But keep in mind, there's no extra cost to you. No extra cost to you. It's just costing the person I'm affiliated for business credit. So with business credit, it helped catapult me to get more and more rental properties because I was using 100% finance. Use someone else's money to get rich. Use your own money to have fun with. And as long as the property is cash flowing, as long as you have it 100% finance, you have built-in equity, you have appreciation, it's an appreciating market, and you can force appreciation, you can't go wrong with it. And you have a solid exit strategy in place, you can't go wrong with it. So I started using business credit and other financial tools to catapult me to that level where I want to be, which was financial freedom. So if I can do it, you can do it too. You just got to be able to know where you're at and where you want to go. And that fuel to get you there has to be called, or has to be a burning desire. That's what it's called. You got to have a burning desire. Where you don't mind sacrificing your spare time networking. You don't mind sacrificing your spare time looking at podcasts or listening to podcasts, looking at YouTube videos, reading books, attending seminars, listening to sermons, all that stuff that goes with it, getting ebooks, networking with people. You'll make that sacrifice. You'll even spend that money. So I implore you, this is what I say to people as well. You spend 40 hours a week, most of you who are employed, you spend 40 hours a week making someone else rich. Who? The owner of the company. They're getting rich off your labor, right? And then when you get your paycheck from working those 40 hours, you're making someone else rich. Like who? It could be Nike for buying this t-shirt. It could be whoever made this hat, University of Georgia, I don't know, I bought it from Walmart. Walmart, you're making Walmart rich, there you go. Or it could be Sprint on your cell phone bill. It could be Comcast through your cable, through your internet. You're spending your money making other people rich. So why not spend your time and your money making yourself rich? So I would say starting off, at least 10% of your time, if you work 40 hours a week, 4 hours a week, that's 10% of 40 hours, should be spent on making yourself rich. Just carve out, time block, and leave out all other distractions. Whether it's texts, whether it's Facebook, whether it's updates, just cut it all off and spend concentrated, focused time on getting yourself rich through whatever it is, real estate investing, businesses, online business, brick and mortar, whatever it is. Spend your time on that. And that can accomplish so many things. Again, like I said, reading books, listening to podcasts, watching YouTube videos, going to networking events, talking to people, getting a mentor, doing all that stuff is encompassed in that 4 hours a week. Minimum 4 hours a week. All right? And that's just your time. Next is your money. If you work 40 hours a week, and let's say you make $1,000 a week, whatever, at least 10% of that, $100, should go towards financing those activities to make you rich. Whether it's buying books, whether it's buying ebooks, buying audiobooks, buying memberships to certain real estate related sites or business sites or entrepreneur things, or whether it's attending a seminar you have to pay for, or whether it's using that money to go towards repairing your credit, or saving up for down payments if you're not ready to do 100% financing because of your credit. That's what you should spend your money on. At least 10% starting out. And it might be slow at first, like I said here. And then after time, at the end, it took me 6 years from start to finish. From the day I said, you know what, I know who I want to be in life. I'm going to be I'm going to say a 100%er. I'm going to be a real estate investor. I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to be a businessman. From the day I said that in my heart and made it solid, to the day it actually became true, which I'm a full-time real estate investor, a full-time entrepreneur, a full-time businessman, took 6 years. That period of transformation took 6 years to fruition. From idea to manifestation took 6 years. That's not bad if you do the same thing. If you just at least spend 10% of your time and 10% of your money doing that, so that you can make it full-time. Trust me, it's worth it. Yes, you'll get some bumps and bruises. Yes, you'll make mistakes. Yes, you will still lose money, even if you have a mentor. Alright? But it's expected. Alright? But you gotta have a burning desire, because that will fuel you to keep going when the road gets tough. And the road always gets tough. Again, there's always detours. There's always closed roads. There's always tolls that's unexpected that you didn't account for. Things that cost you money. Things that cost you even more time. They set you back. Delays, traffic, all that stuff is expected to happen. But stay fueled up. Have that burning desire. And we at 100% Finance are here to help you. Alright? So, this is it. This is how I got started. So you can take bits and pieces of what I say. Because like I always like to tell people, take what you can, like, take advice like a piece of chicken. I said it before in a previous video, right? People thought it was funny. But take advice like a piece of chicken, right? You consume the meat and you spit out the bones, right? You consume what you may find useful for you. And things that might not apply to your situation or to your market, you can spit it out, right? So you should treat all advice like that. Filter it, that's all I'm saying. Take something that I say here that you can apply to your own life, that you can apply to your own business model, right? I'm sure you can find something of value in this video. And if you did, please share it with your friends. Please write comments on our Facebook page, because we enjoy to read your comments. And please visit our web pages and our blog, and so you can learn more. I give out a ton of free information because I want everyone to be able to have their own financial freedom. And this is my tagline. You ready for it? Brrr. Earn passively so you can live passionately. Right? I do these videos because this is what I'm passionate about. I don't have to do this. I make good money off my real estate. I can wake up whenever I feel like it. Right? And the only thing I have to do, the only labor that's required for me, is to go to my mailbox and open it up and get a rent check. I don't even have to go to the bank no more. I can just take a picture with my smartphone and deposit the check. Right? Because that's the lifestyle I want, and you can have it too. And I do this website, I do these videos, I do the podcast, 100% Finance podcast, check it out. I do the boot camps, I do the free group calls, I do all this stuff because I want to see you live passionately. And you can only do that when you free up your time. So you got to get some earned income. Sorry. You got to get some passive income. Alright, so I'm Juan Pablo. Check out all our web pages on business credit, CPNs, trade lines, credit repair, all that good stuff. This is to your success. I'm out. Peace.